Laureate ceremony, and I have to admit that presiding over the ceremony is one of the nicest parts of being IUSSP president. To oversee a celebration of extraordinary population scientists who often are also colleagues and friends and who have profoundly marked our field. The ceremony today seeks to recognize the exceptional career of Alberto Palloni, an Italian-American demographer who was raised in Chile, but I don't think he has Chilean nationality. He may want to correct that. Who recently retired from the University of Madison, Wisconsin, and yet I believe still continues his research at RAND Corporation. I want to start with a couple quick words about the Laureate itself. Each year, the IUSSP honors its members through its Laureate Award. Begun in 1991, the award recognizes the lifetime achievements of outstanding IUSSP members through their contributions to the advancement of population sciences and distinguished service rendered to the IUSSP and much more broadly to the international community of demographers. To be eligible, Laureate candidates must be IUSSP members. Currently, they must have been members for 10 years, and they must have been nominated by at least 5 different members from different countries. The IUSSP then selects the annual recipient from a list of candidates received over the past 4 years. This is the most prestigious award offered at the international level for outstanding scientific accomplishments in the population field, and the list of past recipients really reads like the who's who of demography. I want to emphasize that we have revised somewhat the eligibility criteria to better accommodate the careers and membership decisions of IUSSP membership decisions of possible candidates. And I would really like to encourage everyone here, if you can think of outstanding people, please nominate them. This is a wonderful award, and it's worth that people like Alberto be recognized for all of what they've given to the field. I also want to just very briefly note that the IUSSP is considering right now trying to develop a junior laureate award that could be target young, outstanding scholars. And I hope to have more information on that the next time I present the 2020 award. We're in the process of trying to develop it. Okay, today the ceremony is going to be organized as follows. I'm going to give a very short presentation overview of Alberto's career. Then we will have 3 more substantive presentations on Alberto and the importance of his achievements by people who know him well, but in quite different ways. Sam Preston, Professor Emeritus and former Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences at the University of Pennsylvania. Hiram Beltran Sanchez, Professor at the UCLA Fielding School of Public Health. And Jenna Nobles, Professor of Sociology and Associate Director of Training, Center for Demography and Ecology at the University of Wisconsin, Madison. I'll then present the award to Alberto, give him a chance to say whatever he feels like saying, and open the floor to, if we have time, open the floor if anyone else wants to say something. Before proceeding very rapidly, I'd like to recognize Edith Gray and Mary Ellen Zupan, who were instrumental in organizing this event. Okay, a few words about Alberto. Alberto has had an extraordinarily rich and productive career over 4 decades. I'll try to give here a very objective, somewhat more numeric overview of his accomplishments. I'll let the other presenters give their appreciations of the importance of his work. Alberto is best known for studies in the broad areas of health, morbidity, mortality, aging, and socioeconomic and racial inequalities, both in developed and less developed countries, especially Latin America. His research has consistently been characterized by a very high level of technical sophistication, both in terms of econometrics and technical demography, and thus for combining important substantive questions with superb technical competence. From his CV up through 2017, I like counting things, and Alberto likes numbers, so I'll put this out. He has had 134 publications to his name, and that does not include the roughly 15 studies at that point that were under review or being revised. Many of his studies have appeared in top journals in the fields of demography, sociology, public health, gerontology, and various Spanish language publications, mostly in Latin America. As you can see, trying to briefly summarize his career is not a trivial task. Over his career, Alberto has worked in many leading universities and research centers, starting, I believe, at the University of Texas here in Austin. Many years ago, he was a professor in Chicago, Michigan, several universities in Italy, and in universities across Latin America as a regular professor or visiting professor. But for the bulk of his career, he taught at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, despite the best efforts of a lot of other universities to try and draw him away. He would flirt with other universities, but he'd always go back to his passion, which was University of Wisconsin-Madison. Also impressive is his work or advisory roles with various international and national institutions, including the United Nations Population Division, World Health Organization, Pan American Health Organization, World Bank, National Research Council, National Institute of Child Health and Development, and U.S. Department of Commerce. Regarding his work with leading population associations, I got to know Alberto, especially when we were both colleagues as members of the IUSSP Council. And I would make the argument that prior to this Laureate Award, the most prestigious recognition he has received was to become elected president of the PAA. I say that with a big smile because I think the head of the PAA would argue that that might be somewhat more prestigious. Anyway, let's move on. I would like to give the floor over to the three people who know Alberto best, who will be presenting. Start with Sam, and then Hiram and Jenna.